Timing.
I think it's time. I think we've got. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started. And we may have a few latecomers come in, but I would love to turn the microphone, as it were, over to Japheth, who's in Kenya, and he'll be sharing with us, and then we'll be opening it up for discussion and questions. So go ahead.
Okay, so where's Christina?
She is coming over, but I don't know where she is right now. But she told me 10 minutes ago she'd be here.
All right. Okay, so my name is Japheth Obare. I am from Kenya. We started Catholic worker here in 2021, and our focus is primarily mental health. So personally, I've lived with paranoid schizophrenia for 30 years now. So I'm an expert by experience. We are located in western part of Kenya in a place called Yala. There's a major city, like a city close by, it's called Kisumu. So it's a place you could fly into and just pick a taxi and get here in about an hour. We are called Christian Friends of Mentally Ill. And we have 10 programs we are running. There's Vijiji. It's basically a program where we, kind of reach out to people in the villages. And there's Boma, which is a case management program. There's Dawa, which is a medicine program. There's Elimisha Jamii campaign, which is basically a destigmatization campaign. And there's Project Furaha, which is a psychosocial program that we do in conjunction with the county hospital here. And there's Ubuntu, Project Ubuntu, which is a therapeutic farm, Project Karibu, which is a clubhouse farm, and Sivanes and Children program, which is basically focusing on children with mental illness. We also have Tuinwane, which is a fundraising program, and Rafiki program, which is our volunteer program. So those are the 10 programs. Currently, we are facing some financial challenges. So most of our programs are shelved right now, but we are actively running two, which is the Elimisha Jamii campaign, the stigmatization one, in conjunction with elementary schools here, and Project Furaha, which we are running with the hospital, referral hospital. Here in Kenya, it's a little bit tricky because in the US, I've lived in the US for about 5 years, by the way. And so when I got here, I had problems finding help. And there's practically none around. And if you're starting a program, you have to start it from ground up because there are no other organization that you can link and synergize with. So it's like just starting the whole thing. And the government doesn't pay much attention to mental health here. For example, the budget for mental health is 0.01% of health budget. So you can just imagine how challenging it is here. But I want to say that God has been good to us, and God has been good to us, and we've been able to at least touch the lives of 100 people per month that we are touching positively with the little resources that we can get. And we are happy for that. So basically, you know, like from my own experience, mentally ill people need help, you know, to get on their feet. And I don't think that they are, you know, just lazy or beggars, but they need, you know, a hand in areas like education, employment, housing, healthcare, and meaningful relationships. And if these 5 areas can be addressed, then mentally ill people could be just as functional as everybody else. They could just be people who are contributing to the society as everybody else, the people who are able to have families and people who are able to contribute to the community. So we are mostly focusing in those areas, in those 5 areas, even though our resources are limited, but that's the kind of projection that we have. So yeah, and you know that 1 in 4 eventually do have mental health issues. That's in the general population, and if mental illness is not addressed, the society ends up paying more, you know, in things like hospitalization or just other issues, you know, incarceration and many other things. But if these things are addressed, they don't require that much, and the benefit is far much greater. So I think that mental health is a sensitive area that has been stigmatized for a long time, but things are kind of turning around, and governments are paying attention, much more attention to mental health. And even here in Kenya, the government is trying to do what it can, but it's mostly on paper. There's nothing happening on the ground. So we have our work cut out for us, and we are hopeful that God will see our dreams through. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for the introduction to your work. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So would you like to open up the discussion and for Q&A?
Sure.
Okay. I'll start with the online folks first, since usually you end up last.
I'm just curious, like, how does your Catholic worker house work there? Do you have overnight guests, or do people visit during the day?
Well, we don't. Our Catholic worker house is still quite small. It's just a 2-bedroom house, so we mostly use it to host, you know, like volunteers who are short term. But we go out to the villages, to schools, to the hospital to do our work. So yeah, that's how we do it.
And I was curious, what does your work look like day to day when you do go out to meet with people? Do they kind of know who you are and know that you're coming to meet with them, or do you just go to the schools to see what's needed, and then what does the care look like? Do you have a mental health professional accompany a team alongside you, or what does that look like?
Well, like with the school program, we have a curriculum that we got from Canada that's geared towards teens. And so we basically go and ask for permission from the, administration and the management. And once we're given permission, we meet with the kids and we go through this workbook. So it takes about a year to go through it. And so we basically teach them issues dealing with the mental illness and stuff. And the hospital program, we work with professionals because it's an hospital. The psychiatrists, there's psychiatrists and nurses and stuff. So we work alongside them, and we mostly, organizing like a support group for people with mental illness, and also doing the psychosocial part of it, which is basically hanging out with the mentally ill and kind of playing games, having refreshments and stuff, and just getting to know one another. Because then we have a case management program that's linked to it. So once we get to know these people in the hospital, we can also reach out to them in their homes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for explaining that. Anybody else like to ask a question or share their experiences?
Well, do you have a clinic, a small hospital where you treat people?
I'm not sure if you could hear from the other end of the table.
We can hear.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you. Okay, so we, in our vision and our dream, we hope to set up this therapeutic farm, which will have a clinic in it. But at the moment, the clinic that we are working with is a government clinic. So, we refer people there and work with them as well, but it's currently a government one.
So you don't have to pay for the cost there. The government takes care of it, of your clinic.
Well, yeah, the current clinic is paid for by the government.
Okay.
So
How
are
many-
people are the volunteers who that you work with, do people have training to deal with mental health issues? Like how do you go about your day-to-day work?
Well, we have, I don't have it offered, but we have, because it's been a while, but we have on our site, if you go to our site, you'll find like a program there,
Mhm.
running from, I believe, 5 days. It runs for about 5 days. And so it details how we operate on a daily basis. But as I told you that we've been facing some financial issues. So we had like 5 people working with me. And so it was like 6, including myself. But the 5 are currently followed. So, I'm just making do with whatever because, like I'm the guy that's around here. So every responsibility falls on me. But yeah, if you look at the site, you'll see how we do our day to day. And to answer the part of our training, we have a crash course. It's just a short one. But it basically trains you to be a mental health advocate.
And is that the one that you brought? You said from Canada there was a training program?
Well, but this is a different training program for volunteers. The one from Canada is basically targeting teens. So we use it to to educate teens in schools.
Mhm.
I see. I would,
So,
go ahead.
so what is your wish list from America? Money, doctors, free,
Uh, well, I'm glad you're asking that, but we recently touched base with Jerry, the guy that does the directory, and we
Yeah.
basically, like begging, we came with our begging bowls, asking for donations and stuff. But yeah, what we were proposing was like because before we ran out of cash, we used to run a pig farm, and so this pig farm, we would use it. We would raise the pigs and sell them, and then raise money for run the Catholic worker house. But pneumonia came and wiped out all our animals, so we basically got grounded. So we're trying to restart the pig farm, and it's a program that runs well. We've run it well for those years, and it's what we are trying to see if we could, restart again so that we can be able to continue with our programs regularly.
Okay, so that would be a source of income then to support the programs.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And you said you lived in the US for 5 years?
Yeah, I did live in the US for 5 years.
Okay.
I first came in the US in 2002 to train. I came to take a Bible school with Youth with a Mission. It's an organization that I've been with for quite a while. So I got an opportunity to go to Madison, Wisconsin, where I took a Bible school for about a year. And then in 2004, I came for a sabbatical in Youth with a Mission, Chico, California. And I was there. I ended up staying until 2008. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful.
how
Well,
long have you been associated with this operation?
Catholic worker.
With Catholic worker, yes.
yeah.
We joined in 2001, but as a group, we've been around from 2016. We joined Catholic worker in 2001.
What are some of the changes that you've seen in your programs since then?
Well,
And the impacts of your work more specifically?
well, the big challenge initially was stigmatization. There's a lot of stigma around it, and so that was hindering our work. But over time, it's become a bit easier even to explain, and people are, opening up as they get to know us. And also, initially, like the whole thing, even how it started, is that I had a mental health issue and there was no help around. So I reached out internationally and then ended up contacting British Columbia Schizophrenia Society. And the executive director there was quite sympathetic, and she's the one who helped organize us and let us out. And there were no doctors back then, not even a single doctor in the whole county. but now there's, several doctors and stuff. So that's good. That's a big improvement. And so we are able to impact lives because there's that ability to help people in a meaningful manner.
That's wonderful to hear.
I'm curious to know how you became connected with the Catholic Worker.
Okay, I'm a Catholic, number one, and I was having a crisis. And so I was trying to, because you see, I lived in the US and I received quite some good care there. And I was in a clubhouse and I knew that that's how my life turned around. By the way, I was homeless in the United States for 1 year because I was, I came for the sabbatical but lost my mind. I became psychotic and, kind of got out of touch. And so there were just some social workers who found me on the streets and put me on a path to recovery. And I did so well that I became well enough that I attended college and took my associate degree in accounting at City College of San Francisco and finished. And after that, I didn't feel so well, so I decided to come back. And when I got here, when I got here, there was a huge gap. There was no help at all. So I was in a crisis and started looking around for help. And so, as I told you earlier, Deborah O'Connor from British Columbia Schizophrenia Society, she helped organize us. And I was looking for an organization that we could partner with to help me because my background is faith-based. So I looked around and I read about Dorothy Day and I was quite impressed. And that's how I decided to link up.
Wow. That's an incredible experience.
Anybody else like to share? I'm trying to put you on the spot, I promise. Just open table.
Well, so the volunteers, who trains your volunteers, and are they functioning more like chaplains or caseworkers, or do they do actual medical coping skills, treatment, medication? What are your volunteers trained to do?
Our volunteers are basically mental health advocates. So these are just people with passion and basic knowledge about mental illness or mental health. And we work with professionals. There's a government clinic that we work with. So we can marry the two, passion and all that, and with professionals to be able to meet the needs of the mentally ill.
The government professionals, do you mean medical professionals?
Yeah, they're trained psychiatrists and trained psychiatrist nurses.
Right. And I've heard you talk about support groups. So your volunteers build or organize support groups at the clinic where the patients are they mentally the people who have mental illness, different forms, are they patients at the clinic?
Yes.
And so are they are they residents of the clinic or are they outpatients?
Both.
And so no, and there's the government doesn't doesn't have any services like that. They don't organize support groups or give any other kinds of support, emotional support or social support to the patients. The government doesn't do that.
No, not at all. It's just the basic where they offer just consultation. You go and you see a psychiatrist, and they get to prescribe you medicine. And there's also counseling department that can offer counseling, but they don't do case management. As in, once you leave the hospital, that's it. So these services are resident at the hospital,
Yeah,
and you can
yeah,
access them there.
yeah. Well, does your training include things like mental health first aid or trauma-informed care, or what all is in your training?
So our training is actually World Health Organization training. It's e-training, and so basically you just train online, and you get your certificate, and it basically covers, the basics about mental health and the rights of mentally ill, things like that. And yeah, it's something. It's a short training. It's just like kind of one sitting. You just take it on one sitting. But we also have like a pamphlet that is a bit detailed on mental health advocacy. So as you guys know, that advocacy is basically what started as a result of families that were concerned about their loved ones coming together and forming these pressure groups to pressure the government. And so that's how mental health advocacy came about. So it's just like mostly loved ones, people who care about these people, and have made it their mission to bring about change in their lives. So it's not like they're not like majorly trained, but they just have the basics, to take care of the mental health.
Right. Well, advocacy is important. Are you advocating more to politicians or to the public or to the patients or to the providers? Where's your advocacy focused?
So our advocacy is focused on the public. We go out to the public to sensitize them about mental illness, and also our advocacy is focused towards the patients. So it's majorly those two areas: patients and the public. But we try and liaise with the government, to meet them halfway. So because politics here is a bit different from the US, and you have to be nice to the government, otherwise you can have a very difficult time. So we don't point fingers or be judgy or kind of our approach is not activism. So we are more like meeting them halfway. What are they doing and how far are they going, and how can we take it from there to the next level, that kind of a thing. So it's a very friendly relationship.
I see. So you can't do advocacy with the government that includes like taking a stand on behalf of the patient rights that you think the government is not meeting. You can't challenge the government like that.
Yeah.
But you can do soft advocacy. You can
Yeah.
request, or you can communicate, or try to win over a few hearts or minds to maybe do something differently, or to do whatever they're doing to do it differently that would help promote the health and well-being of the patient.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you do public advocacy.
yeah.
And you train people on their rights. You train, when you say, you talk about the rights of people with mental illness. So you train your volunteers about those rights.
Yeah.
And does that come in handy? What can they do with, now that they know those rights, what can they do to advocate for those rights?
So the patients can advocate on their own, but not us. So the patients, they can demonstrate, they can, pressure the government, but we are not the front of that.
Right. Right. You have to be, that's tricky. You gotta be careful.
Are
And
there Catholic churches? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
Oh, I was just curious, are there Catholic churches or other Catholic organizations in your area that support the work that you're doing?
Well, the church that I go to is just like 5 minutes from the BOMA. We have a system that we call a BOMA. It's a intentional community, but we've given it an African name, BOMA, which means a home. And the Catholic Church, St. Margaret's, just 5 minutes from here. So, and the pastor knows about our activities and is quite supportive.
Mm.
Are you the trainer?
Yes, I am.
He's everything.
Yeah.
I think you're everything.
We are lacking people, and we just kind of, it's baby steps. Even the house itself, how I got the house was just so miraculous that even up to this day, I still don't believe it. Sometimes I lay down in my bed and wonder, like, how did this happen? Because if you could have told me in 2020 that we will have this house, I could have called you crazy. But a miracle just happened, and the house was built in about 3 years, and we moved in. So it's been just those little miracles that keep happening, and I am quite hopeful that we will get people who will come and help us carry this work forward. I believe people will come, and I believe it will touch lives in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
How many months a year are you in Kenya?
I'm here from January to December.
12 months.
You're
You're around.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I call you,
Oh, watch
I
out.
need your hard address.
That's your,
I have,
Oh, that's
that's
me.
hers. His is at the bottom.
Yes, that's all of his info. Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Good. Thank you.
I gave him your contact information from your email signature.
Oh,
So
okay.
that, so
Okay.
that you can contact you. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I will email here that the name of the bank account that the check should be addressed to.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you can pass it along.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And I heard you say that you were in Madison, Wisconsin. when we talked earlier, I didn't realize that. I'm from there, so we should chat sometime.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
Small
I
world.
know. It is. It's a small world.
Yeah, I had really good memories. It's the first time I came to the US, and when I saw it, I thought I was in heaven.
Oh,
Yeah. Madison's lovely.
Sweet.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us and taking the time and for your patience as we set up all the technology. And it's been really nice talking with you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I had a great time.
Thank you.
God bless you.
thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Japheth. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Dottie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.